All right, everybody, welcome in to week 13 of the PBL Primetime PickEm. We have a very special guest. If you guys don't know, we're called the PBL, and that is the Preston's Belly Button League. And here with us is Preston himself in the flesh. He has been rioting this league for 9 years. Can't get us reported fast enough on the gram. And here he is on the podcast making some picks for week 13. Preston, how the hell are you?
Hello, everyone. It's kind of good to be here. Good to see you, Josh. Brent, good to see you too. I'm so excited to be here. I actually don't really know why I'm even here. I complain all the time about not being in this group, and here I am actually giving you guys something to laugh at. I don't know. Maybe it's because I'm drinking moonshine and I'm drunk in the beautiful hills of North Carolina. Maybe that's it.
I love it. We thought real long and hard about the special guest that we needed on the podcast after all the guys cycled through previous weeks, and we knew for a fact that we had to have you on. So here we are. As always, your commissioner, Josh, Mr. Brent Lias, spiraling yet again, another Monday night.
Another Monday, not miracle.
Another Monday night. Honestly, if anybody has players versus Brent, or if Brent has players on Monday night, it's just going to be a loss for Brent at this point. But we keep moving on. We're into week 13. Lots of playoff implications this week. Lots of scoring implications this week for jostling for positions. And one big Sacco situation we got going on this week as well. So, Brent, what do we got?
All right, so we're going to start off with Josh versus Carlos. Go ahead, Preston.
Josh versus Carlos. Well, Carlos is literally at the bottom of the heap. I think there's like 50 feet of crap, Russell Wilson, and then Carlos coming in hot. So, I mean, this was pretty simple. I spent all of 3.5 seconds deciding. I'm going to go with Josh. He's going to come in. He's going to win. Not just picking him because he's my favorite, but, it's kind of because he's my favorite. But, yeah, Carlos, dude, what are you doing? Are you even playing? Like, are you even going in and, like, updating anything? Honestly, everyone's wondering.
The world is wondering. Carlos has made 19 acquisitions this year, and we're on week 14. So he's barely open one move per week, and his record shows it.
Yeah, I'd say.
So I'm going to go with Josh also. Josh has the better matchups, the better players. Unless Carlos pulls off a miracle with Justin Herbert going for 80, I don't see a Carlos win.
Yeah, I think we're going to stick with the sweep here. Just a straight up projection of 177 to 139 is a bad start to begin with. And DJ Moore has been his biggest kind of pop player over the past few weeks. And of course, the Panthers are going to bye this week. So I don't see much coming out of his team this week. And, I got that boy Derrick Henry going against Philadelphia as the trashiest run defense out there. So I think Derrick Henry is going to have a bounce back game, some really high scoring points, but I probably won't need him. So yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and go with myself on this one as well.
So game number 4, I'm going to call this one our almost game of the week. Reed versus Winston.
Reed versus Winston. Man, those 2-3 matchups going together. I like Winston a lot. I like Reed a lot. I didn't even look at who their players are, so let me look real quick. Yeah. Who has the better team name? I think I'll go with that. Let's see. Who do we have?
Well, Reed is our resident Ukraine.
Oh, yes. Name rule. Ukraine don't. Okay.
So well, kind of playing off of that. Honestly, Reed hasn't changed his name in about like 5 or 6 weeks.
Yeah.
Well, he's really busy. So
yeah, he's taking shots at the ESPN staff. So
yeah. You can't do everything. I'm gonna go with Reed because he was my roommate. Screw it.
Love the pick. I'm actually gonna go with Reed also. Lamar Jackson left practice early today with an injury. Travis Etienne is questionable for Winston. He's relying on 2 rookie wide receivers in his flex spot, Treylon Burks and George Pickens. Not sure how that's going to work out for him compared to Reed, who has Josh Jacobs, who just almost broke our single game record with 72 points. He's got Aaron Jones and what I think is a good matchup. The one concern I do have is the Kenny Pickett as QB2 for Reed. So I'll be curious to see. I'll be curious to see how that actually goes. But I'm gonna go with Reed.
Yeah, I think we're sweeping again on Reed for this one. So this matchup, the almost game of the week, this matchup will have some playoff implications moving into next week. But our game of the week is going to be a little bit more important this week. These guys are going to be fighting. It's really a 7-man fight for the playoffs at this point. Reed and Winston are two of those guys. So this will have some implications this week, but next week might be a little bit bigger with who those guys are playing. But I'm going to go with Reed on this one. I think Jacobs is gonna be good to go. He was limited last week, and they thought he didn't play, and then he ran for 8 billion yards. So I think he's going to have another game versus a weak Chargers rush defense, and I think those quarterbacks are going to do enough to make it work. Even if Lamar Jackson plays, he's got Denver, which is always a tough out. And I think Reed's just going to get a little bit more out of his team this week. So I think that's a sweep for Reed again.
Okay, so our next game is the Battle of Dade City. The Dade City John Agnellos versus Hooley.
It's not even a question. I will never pick Hooley in anything. So, John.
Straight to the point.
Yeah.
You better be careful, Preston. He's going to hold a vendetta against you for that.
Love you, Hooley. Kind of.
I'm actually going to go with John as well. John is our second place team. He's got some good depth, and the Raiders play the Chargers this week, and John's got that stack with Derek Carr and Devontae Adams. I think that's really going to be a good matchup. Jalen Waddle versus San Francisco will be interesting for John. My biggest concern for Hooley is he does get Jamar Chase back, but Jamar's been out a couple of months. And Stephon Diggs is actually going against the number 1 ranked Patriots defense. So the only wide receiver I think that's going to have a good game is Christian Kirk going against Detroit. Detroit's slot corner is like the 79th out of 82 slot corners, according to PFF. So I'm going to go with John, just solely based off of the matchups.
Yeah, I think we're rolling again on John. I mean, we got a lot of unanimous picks on this one so far. Rolling again with John on this one. This was actually one of the matchups where I don't think there's a ton of great matchups on either side for the guys. But the Adams and Carr matchup with the Chargers, that's going to be a pretty solid shootout, I believe. So I think we're going to get a lot of good points there. I'm not worried about Diggs really too much against the New England defense. He still is going to get his regardless, but I am still worried about Chase coming back and how effective he could be right off the bat. Maybe next week he might get back to his old self. But running through a hip issue is always a little different getting back. I've had some hip issues myself. But yeah, I think we're going to all roll with John on this one for the sweep.
Okay.
In reality, I think we're all picking John for the reason I said, and not all your FPS statistic stuff. So
fantasy football doesn't always matter,
Yeah, it's what's in the heart.
All right, game number 4. We're gonna go Santi versus Lou.
So this was an interesting matchup for me. Josh Allen, my guy. I've been a Buffalo Bills fan forever. I'm sure everyone remembers that and doesn't remember me being a fan of any other team.
Of course.
But, Jay Allen, let's get it, right? So he's coming in so strong for Santi. Alvin Kamara, big NASCAR fan. So, of course, keep the win in. Travis Kelce, I just know that name, so I feel like he's pretty good. And really looking at all the people on Lou's team, like seriously, Dak Prescott, screensaver on his phone is a picture of him. Like, who does that? So get out of here. Taking it. Not taking it. Santi is going to win. Santi's winning at life right now, so he's going to win this week. That's where we're going. Take it to the bank.
I'm going to go Santi also. He's been the best team over the last month and a half. It is a lower projection for him this week, which means he'll probably go for 250. His defense, his defensive player, his kicker, they'll all probably combine for 80 points. The one big concern for Santi is he doesn't have DeAndre Hopkins, who's on bye this week. DeAndre's been carrying him since returning from suspension. T. Higgins does have a good matchup, though, against the Chiefs. I think that's going to be a high-scoring game. And just looking at Lou's team, I'm a little concerned about Michael Carter battling the low ankle sprain. CeeDee Lamb has a tough matchup going against Stephon Gilmore for the Colts. And Jonathan Taylor running against Dallas defense. As Lou knows, Micah Parsons is a beast. So I think Jonathan Taylor may struggle this week. So I'm going to go Santi, and also I'm going to predict Santi over 200 yet again.
Yeah, I do it almost every week. I had Santi going in this one, but I love an underdog story. I'm going to switch it over to Lou. I actually think that Jonathan Taylor is going to have a classic Jonathan Taylor game, oddly enough, versus one of the better defenses in Dallas. But people like to run away from Micah Parsons, so it might not matter too much. And I think what the Colts found out is that Matt Ryan just needs to hand the ball off, and he doesn't necessarily need to throw the ball as much as they want him to. So I'm going to go ahead and go with Big Lou on this one. And Santi, he's on a 5-game win streak. The team seems unbeatable, but I feel like at some point the team's got to slow down. And I'm thinking it might be this week. And I think it's going to be a classic Jonathan Taylor game. And TJ Hawkinson, I think the corners are going to shut down a little bit more on the outside. I think TJ Hawkinson is going to have a little bit more room to work in the middle for those seam routes and such. So I think he's going to have a good game tight end wise. But I'm going to go ahead and go with my guy, Lou.
Okay, so you're switching it up last minute.
Yeah, Josh, this is why you're trailing Santi in the standings. So.
And I mean, it very well could be. He beat me last week. I had twice in the dynasty and the redraft league, and it's just when Derrick Henry fumbles at the 1-yard line and loses me about 40 points combined with him and Tannehill, that usually happens. So.
Yep. And now, Preston, it's time for our game of the week.
Game of the week, baby. Let's go.
All right, it's Brent versus Ryan.
Yeah, so I know exactly who I'm going to go with, but I'm going to extrapolate a little bit here, and we're going to go through it together. So Tagovailoa, I can't even say it, so we're going to pass on that. Jared Goff, like, are you kidding me? And then looking at the rest, we have Amari Cooper, okay, maybe. There's a guy named Kay Allen, so he has the same last name as Josh Allen, but I'm not sure if it translates there, so we're going to throw that out too.
Keenan out.
And then I look at you, Brent, and I see the name of your team, and that's all I need to see. Russell Wilson, 3 and out, can't cook, cooking frozen Stouffer's, burning it in the microwave all day, baby. Let's go with Broncos County. Let's die, because that is all Russell Wilson is doing. Screw Russell Wilson. Go Buffalo Bills.
So who's your pick?
Oh, did I not say it in that whole ramble? Let me try it again. I'm going with Brent. Let's ride into the ocean, into a pile of mud, into Russell Wilson's house, into Sierra, because it all sucks.
Wow. A lot of pent-up anger right there.
A little bit. Just a little.
A lot of feelings.
I mean, honestly, I'm going to just say one more thing. Do you remember in the offseason when the Broncos had like a fire in their stadium? Do we remember that?
I don't think so.
Okay, we're going to Google that, and you're going to edit it in here, Josh. You're going to edit like a picture, okay?
Got it.
That was before Russell Wilson went. Little did we know Russell was already there cooking, and he started the fire. Unbelievable. All right, that's all I have.
Okay, I'm gonna go with myself in this game of the week matchup. Both Ryan and I need to win. Whoever wins this most likely gets to avoid the Sacco Bowl versus Carlos. Just looking at the matchups, I'm very concerned going up against Austin Eckler playing the Raiders, who are, I think, bottom 3 in rush defense. Ryan's got A.J. Brown on the revenge game going against the Titans, who are 30th against the pass. Let's see his other matchups. Keenan Allen going against the Raiders also. I think Keenan can go for 20 this week, so I'm a little worried about that. On my team, Mike White actually has the best quarterback matchups remaining this season. So I'm hoping that he just stays the starter and Zach Wilson keeps riding the bench. This is actually the first week as the Russell Wilson manager I'm benching him when he's active. So as we all know, my season has gone how Russ's has, terribly. Ramondre Stevenson, though, playing tomorrow night going against Buffalo. I think that's going to be a tough rushing matchup. So I'm expecting hopefully 8 catches for like 80 yards and a touchdown. A little bit of CMC light. If CMC plays this week, he's battling some knee irritation, similar to what Josh always is. So if CMC plays, I think that limits Debo's effectiveness for Ryan. So I'm going to go with myself.
Nice. And Brent, when you hit 33, your knees are going to start to hurt too. And I think that might be the first time that I can remember Brent picking himself on the podcast. So No more karma farming here. Yeah, we picked this as the game of the week. We know there's some playoff implications for some other games, but this game could very well, and I mean, hate to bring it up, don't want to talk it into existence, but this game could pretty much kill Brent. If he loses it this week, Ryan has the easy win over Carlos next week. So it just makes it all tougher for Brent to get out of that Sacco. So this could send one of these guys to the Sacco and keep him there going into next week. So I am, with that being said, I think I do like Brent's chances this week of getting out of there. All on the back of Nick Chubb, playing Houston, everybody's favorite run defense. I think Nick Chubb's going to go for a solid, 180 and 3 touchdowns.
Let's hope so.
And yeah, and I think that's just going to do enough. Eckler, honestly, I think Las Vegas, I think their run defense they stepped it up last week against Ken Walker. So I think they've been playing a little bit better than probably what their stats have been saying. So I don't think that one's going to be a cakewalk for them. But again, I'm just going to roll straight over with Nick Chubb being the guy who takes over for Brent. And kind of keeps him alive into next week. And then next week we'll also, have a lot of implications for the playoff in the Sacco. But depending on how this week goes, we could know who's going to be playing in the Sacco by the end of the week. So
I do want to mention to look out Monday night, Chris Olave versus no one in that game of the week. So we'll see if I finally get that Monday night win.
Yeah, hopefully. Hopefully you're in a comfortable position there. And by comfortable, I mean like you're winning by like 80 points. And it says 100% on that thing and not just 90 or 85 or whatever it usually says. But all right, I think we got it all in there, Brent. What do we got for all of our picks?
Okay, so we're clean sweep on Josh versus Carlos. Everyone picked Josh. Another clean sweep in the Reed versus Winston matchup with everyone going with Reed. In our third game, John versus Hooley. Again, everyone going with John. Game number 4 was Santi versus Lou. We almost had the clean sweep, but Josh, you switched it up to go with Lou. Preston and I are going to go with Santi. And then in our game of the week, everyone chose Brent.
Yeah, I had to mix it up a little bit there.
You mixed it. You mixed it up.
Can't be all the same. All right, Preston.
What's up?
It was a pleasure having you on for some picks, man. It's been 9 years and I haven't seen you on a podcast yet. And we're going to see you on a podcast every year moving forward. Any last words? What you got to say? Just go ahead and let it all out.
Yeah, so I'm ready. But real quick, I'm going to show you. There's the picture of the fire from Russell Wilson cooking. So I'm going to create a meme on that and maybe circulate it on the internet, get famous. No, but it's been a pleasure to be here. I love all of you except Hooley, and it's really good to see you guys again. I'm sure when this airs on YouTube, it'll get thousands of views. I'm sure we can figure out some advertisement kickbacks, things like that we'll talk about. Yeah, 25, 30,000, that is. So
that's what it is.
No, it's been good. But again, going back to what I said at the beginning when we started, it's like, why am I even here? I don't know. I've been working late hours for work. Maybe I'm delusional a little bit. But like, I've reported you guys like 19 times on Instagram for like sexually explicit stuff. And like, I just don't understand. The only thing I ever get back from Instagram is a ha and a picture of a belly button. So I don't get it. I don't understand. So I contemplated like starting off showing you guys my belly button or something funny like that, or maybe taking my shirt off. I don't know. Yeah. But then I decided that would just be giving in to the pleasure that you guys seek, and I'm not going to give you that. So here I am. You get my face. You get some camo because, again, we're in North Carolina, the best state in the union, in the country. Amazing. You should come and visit sometime. We'll go out hiking. We'll go to the mountains. We'll go drink. Did you know there's like craft breweries everywhere and moonshine? Again, that's what I'm drinking in my Merry Christmas festive mug. So come visit me or don't. I don't really care, although I kind of do want you to. But yeah, it was good. Obviously, I'm going to go 5-0 on this week. And I'm really excited, Josh. I know we went back and forth. Our managers talked to each other of how we were going to get me on the show, right? So I'm really glad that we agreed that whoever finishes in last place this year is kicked the fuck out. Excuse my French. Is kicked the fuck out. And yours truly will be joining next year. So I'm very excited for that, Carlos. I'm sorry that you kind of suck this year and you'll be out. But that's okay. We can still be friends. You're a Yankee fan anyway, so you're used to sucking and losing. But other than that, It's been a pleasure, gentlemen. I love all of you, and I can't wait to see you all again soon. Again, except Huli.
Yes, that of course the newly added addendum just now, the
Mhm.
Preston addendum.
Literally just now. Thank you for
Yeah.
agreeing to that.
Had the lawyer up on that one. But yeah, awesome time having Preston on. It's been too long trying to get you in here for some FaceTime for the group. You'll be happy to know 9 years strong, man. We're gonna keep it going, for the rest of
Yeah, so happy for that. So happy for
and
that.
we'll have you pop back in at some point. But thank you, everybody listening in to the Week 13 picks with our very special guest, the man, the myth, the legend, Preston Walsh, the one we have pictured on our trophy, as he should be with that beautiful face. Thank you guys for stopping in for Week 13 picks. It's going to be a great week, and we will see you guys again next week for the Week 14 PBL Pick'em. Peace out.
The boys are waiting, la 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 la. Warm it up, la 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 la. The boys are waiting. My milkshake brings all the boys